Oh my God, Adam. Ding, ding. It is official. It is the first ever episode outside of the little 15-minute intro that we did of the Turnbuckle Times, you guys. We are
let's freaking go.
Dude, I am so pumped, man. Me and you have been talking about it all day. We've got so much fun stuff that we're going to be able to talk about today. You know, we're going to go over some personal stuff. You know, why we got into wrestling, who our favorite wrestlers are, maybe who we don't like. We're going to talk about Backlash. We're going to talk about Raw. And it's going on kind of right now. So who knows? Maybe you'll get a little teaser about AEW going on. Man, I'm so pumped, man. Let's just move forward.
Don't forget to add, we're going to have a couple of beers too while we're doing this. So
cheers. I mean, I'm pumped, man. I'm so excited.
Hey, so before we start, I just want to say, I know this is the first episode, but I want everybody now that's listening, if they can, please, wherever you can subscribe, share, review. Remember this, the audio version, if you're watching live, we appreciate you. If you are going to be listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever you guys get your podcast, please go and subscribe, listen, download, whatever we got to do to
follow,
help us out.
Whatever it's called, you guys.
We're all over. You guys can see at the bottom of our screen where all of our Facebook page, our Instagram, mine and Steven's personal Twitter, and our pod page Twitter. So we do appreciate everybody that's going to tune in tonight. And this is something, like we said on our intro, me and Steven we like wrestling, guys, and we've liked it, grew up watching it. So it's just something fun for us. This is not going to be, though, like we said, the typical, we're not going to dig deep into a bunch of stuff, and it's just going to be for the fan, by the fans, for the fans kind of podcast once a week. So
yeah, we're not talking who's got the best record on anything.
We're not pulling AEW statistics out, guys.
No, and at the same time, you're talking like this. This is like you'll hear you've heard it on other podcasts too that we do. Like this is our opinion, you guys. If you don't like it, that's
tell us.
Fine. Tell us. But don't come to me with weak stuff. Don't come to me with someone else's opinion. Come to me with yours.
That's right.
I'm not going to listen if you come with someone else's. If you've got one of your own, then you can bring it to me and we'll talk.
All right, let's dig in, dude. You ready?
Let's go, man. Let's go. So, I mean,
I want you to start off because we're gonna kind of talk about what got us into watching it and maybe some of our favorite wrestlers. So. And here's the good thing about me and Steven when we grew up. Steven's a little bit younger than me. He's like my little brother. We'll tell a little story here in a little bit about little brother, big brother.
Yeah.
But we were on opposite sides of the spectrum as far as what he watched versus what I watched. So Steven was a WCW guy.
Right,
I was a WWE guy. So I'm going to let Steven kind of say what got him into wrestling.
Man, so like he said, when I was younger, I'm from the South. Family's from the South. Lived in Indiana for a little bit, but family down here. My grandfather, man, oh God rest his soul. My grandfather was diehard WCW wrestling. Like that was his thing, man. When I was a kid and we'd go down to Florida and we'd visit him, you watch Nitro. You watch, if you're down there on the weekend, you watch the old reruns of Thunder, way back in the day. And man, it came at a time when WWE was still really kind of cartoonish. Now, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time is Bret Hart. I love Bret Hart, but man, my heart ran with WCW to the day that it died.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was something you sat on the couch and you watched Ric Flair, and my grandfather that was his guy. So, I mean, that's like you said, we are so opposite from each other.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I wasn't a non-WCW guy. Mm-hmm. I still watched it.
Oh, I still watch WWE sometimes too.
It was obviously hard growing up, 30 years ago or 20, however long, well, when I started watching it, there was no WCW. You know what I mean? I mean, I was shitting green watching, Hulk Hogan body slam Andre the Giant, and that was, look at Brandon. Brandon said WWF was my But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I disliked WCW. I actually did like it a lot for a couple of years. There were WWE was a little off compared to what they were doing. But I grew up watching it because my dad and grandpa loved watching it. What are you tapping me for?
Grandpa, baby.
Yeah. God rest his soul. He's probably, I told my mom when we started this, I texted her, I said, hey, starting a wrestling podcast, Grandpa's probably smiling down and watching us right now. So, but yeah, he's the main him and my dad, but my grandpa, man, used to, I mean, I can remember watching it when I was a kid, and I do this weird thing, and I think my mom might be watching too. I used to like roll my tongue and bite it, and I'd get so excited, man, just 2-3 years old. So it's been a part of me, and I've literally watched it, you know, my whole life. Now, religiously, probably not. Here in the past, probably what me and you talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Would you ever notice that wrestling seems to be something too, though, that you're bred into almost from an older generation.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, my grandfather, your grandfather, your mom, who, you know, in the intro we talked a little bit about kind of her history with wrestling in regards to all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's something. It's, you know, and like my brother, I'm sure he's going to jump on here too eventually. He, you know, he's different. He kind of grew up watching a little with me, but he has 3 boys now, and they've gotten massively back into wrestling because it's just fun. They adore wrestling now, but it seems to be like wrestling is something that you're kind of almost bred into a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is. Or you have friends, you know, that watch it or whatever. I mean, it's just for me, my kids watch it. Like my daughter used to watch it all the time with, like, Riley used to watch it all the time with me. She doesn't much anymore, but I mean, she's just turned 19 years old. So, but you know, Shane's home. He'll watch it with me. Zach's got 2 little babies, and all he gets to watch is Coco Melon. So, which real quick, shout out to my son and daughter-in-law. They just had a baby. Healthy, 6 pound, 12 ounce, 20 inches long, or 19 and a half inches long, baby
Papa
girl.
Adam.
Yeah. Papa Adam. That's grandbaby number 2. So I just, thank God, I just prayed everything's healthy. Everything is great with them. They should hopefully be coming home maybe tomorrow evening. So if not Friday, but yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, man, I think you are right in a way. We kind of just born into it, really. And then there's some people that aren't. Some people find it later in life. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm going to say that I don't know many people. Everybody that I talk to and deal with have liked it since they were children. So, but I'm sure there are people that have adapted that through a different avenue as far as being, you know, born into it.
Right. Well, so let's give the people a little background. You know, we gave why. Let's give them a little taste of what we know. Not necessarily like we're going to get to reviews and stuff like that, but just a little taste of like, favorite wrestler of all time. Adam, who is it, man? If you're sitting there and someone gun to head, favorite wrestler, no tag team. Favorite wrestler of all time.
You can't
take away the tag team, man.
I mean, if you're going to put a gun, and this is because of how I grew up watching, it's Hulk Hogan. I mean, he changed the game for wrestling back then. I mean,
it's such an easy answer.
It is an easy answer, but it's the truth. I'm not going to lie about it. I mean, if you really put a gun to my head, I'd say the Rock and Roll Express. We'll get into them in a little bit, probably, but that's who it is. I mean, it's Hulk Hogan, man. I still, to this day, I can remember when he gave his Hall of Fame speech, and he leaned to the crowd, and they were like, you know, they were chanting one more match. And he leaned up and he said, "Never say never." And right then and then I knew he was going to come out the next night. And I don't remember what year that was. It was not long ago. Well, he went with NWO not long ago. Yeah. He went in as himself a while back. But anyway, Dude, it was his. You know what it was? It was his music. I don't know what it was. His music. And then, yeah, I'm a real American, man. I mean, so
we can't play it. We'll get in trouble.
I can't. No copyright issues on this show.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was probably Hogan, for sure. Now I will say, Ric Flair was probably a close second for me, behind Hogan, just because he was good on the mic. He wasn't I mean, to be honest, wrestling wise, he even says it. He's like, I have no offense. Ric Flair had no offense,
right?
But he could sell anything. He was the greatest at selling, a match. So I would go with Hogan as my favorite. I mean, yours is Bret Hart. Go ahead and talk about him. Well, it's not that easy either. Are you freaking kidding me, bro? Get out of here.
So
get the hell out.
I got if it's tough. I'm going to go what you do. Bret Hart. I freaking love Bret Hart. Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be.
That's probably one of the best slogans for a wrestler.
Oh, it's fantastic, man. I mean,
yeah.
What other wrestler? I mean, nowadays it's different, but you're rocking neon pink, man. And you're a badass when you do it. I mean, I can tell you, I didn't enjoy his storyline on the way out with the whole Canada and Canada versus the U.S. and how bad, But man, I mean, and the fun thing is, I love WCW. I hated him in WCW.
He didn't like it,
him,
and he didn't like it there either. If you watch some of his documentaries, he
hated it.
He said because he kind of came towards the end, didn't he?
Yeah, he came on. I mean, and you look to the way when he came over to WCW, the way they introduced him was moronic. You didn't have him come out to this big pop. You didn't have anything. They brought him out as a guest referee.
Yeah.
And it's like it was, and then, I mean, through no fault of his own, he got concussed in his career. Yeah. So, I mean, I love Bret Hart. Close second for me, being a WCW guy, is 100% Sting. From Surfer Sting to Crow Sting. I mean, dude didn't talk on air for a year.
Yep.
Just kind of floated around the rafters. I mean, it's awesome.
It's really hard to narrow down one single favorite. I mean, I could think of 10 off the top of my head that I would root for.
Yeah.
I mean, some were good guys, some were bad guys. I mean, but if it put a gun to my head, like you said, it'd have to be Hogan for me. So
yeah.
Who's someone you can't stand? It can be now or back then.
Okay, so it's going to sound really bad. I can't stand Nia Jax, man.
Oh, you were going to go there because I was kind of going to go there too, but I'm not.
Let's just go there together, man. Let's just go there together. She sucks. I mean,
very beautiful.
And I'm not.
She's beautiful.
She is.
She's beautiful.
And she's just like the issue with it. My issue is not that she's not. She could be a decent wrestler. She messes up too much and she hurts people. That's my issue. She dropped, one of her first times on Raw, she dropped Charlotte Flair on her head, and then I think it was the same match. She didn't catch her on a moonsault, and Charlotte Flair busted her face into the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And then let's not forget, she's the one who broke Becky Lynch's nose.
Yeah, that was
on a legit punch.
Yeah. I think,
granted, that launched Becky Lynch into superstardom,
into the
bloody face in the crowd. So I I don't like her. I just don't like her featured. I don't like where she's at right now. I can't stand her and Shayna Baszler together. I don't think it's a good match. I think they're trying to be comedic with her and it doesn't work. When she worked best was when she came in as like the immovable object and she didn't talk.
Yeah,
and she just came in and she just set on people.
Wasn't she like the irresistible force or something?
Yes, and she they'd show her face, like her eyes, and then she'd come out and she would it was like a female Braun Strowman. She just annihilated people.
Yeah,
and then just walked out, and then they just did too much. I mean, she's probably at this point my least favorite.
I'm gonna go somewhere and some people might get mad here at me if you guys are listening or watching. I'm sorry, because some of you probably really like him.
Uh-oh.
I'm going Bobby Lashley,
I'm good with that.
and I'll tell you why. It's not. He's athletic and a beast of a specimen of a man, right?
Mhm.
But I think he's a horrible wrestler. Like, he's just not good.
He's stiff.
He's very stiff.
He's stiff.
And,
He doesn't seem to know where he's supposed to go.
Yeah, he does great power moves. You know, he can do suplexes.
I will say it's helped him tremendously being paired with MVP.
Yes.
MVP does the talking, does the promoting. He's very cocky now.
It reminds you of Brock Lesnar, except Brock Lesnar was a better wrestler than what Bob. But Brock Lesnar would not have been as successful without Heyman on the mic for him, because Brock Lesnar can't talk.
Too? It kind of reminds me of Batista and Evolution with Ric Flair doing the talking.
Yeah,
just that we're gonna because with the hurt business, or what used to be, they're just dressed to the T.
Yep.
I mean, he did well. He's just we joke at the office all the time. I mean, you can find the videos where he doesn't have any freaking clue where he's supposed to go in the middle of a match.
So
he's like, they're like pointing one way, he's going this way, they're pointing the other. Like, he has no clue what he's doing.
No clue, bro.
I mean,
what he's
none.
Doing.
I mean, literally the best thing to happen to him was being paired with MVP. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of him, like you said. I'm with you on that.
I love MVP though.
MVP's so great.
Oh, I love him.
I loved him back in the day.
I loved him back in the day. Ballin'.
With his tracksuit, with his full suit,
dude,
his full outfit busting out now.
Plus, their suits are fly, dude. The suits that they wear, man. They look good as hell.
He came out with some women last night. Okay, so speaking of that, let's jump over.
Yeah, let's talk.
Let's jump over to Backlash, man.
Okay.
First, I got to get something off my chest with Backlash.
Oh shit!
I'm confused on why, and maybe I missed this. I don't understand the rebranding of it to being WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah, I missed that too.
I don't understand that.
If somebody's watching, please throw a comment in why that happened.
Yeah, I
don't know. Anyway, that's not.
It's not WrestleMania Hell in the Cell, is it?
Well, it's the first pay-per-view after WrestleMania, I guess.
What is it? You're getting backlash for WrestleMania? It's dumb.
It's stupid. It is really dumb, but
I didn't understand it. But okay, beyond that, let's kind of look at the card, man. So it was good. It was good, not great.
Hold on. Hold the hell on. Let's just get it over with,
dude. Okay?
What? Go ahead.
What the fuck was the zombie match? Seriously, you guys.
Like, okay.
First of all, you got Johnny Drip Drip finding him in the back and being utterly freaking confused. Then they wander out to the ring. And you've got the sad thing is you got three extremely talented performers. You have John Morrison, The Miz, and you got Damian Priest, who's been lights out lately. And you stick him in a match that when there's a wrestling fan, you tell your friend, me and Adam were talking about this today. If I were to tell my friend, try to watch wrestling, just try. It's great. It's really good. Yeah. And they tune into zombies freaking eating The Miz at the end of a match, they're going to say it's stupid and they're going to turn it off. I think it's been rated the worst match of the year.
Yep.
Already.
Yeah.
I think Dave Meltzer from Wrestling Observer gave it a -5. -5 stars.
How can you get less than 0? -5. Steven's so pissed he's throwing shit.
Dude, I literally texted Adam in the middle of it, and I said, what am I watching?
Didn't we put out a tweet?
Yes, it said, WTF, what am I seeing right now?
So
I get it too. I get it that it was promotion for the movie, which is hilarious too, because I don't know if you saw this. Someone tweeted at Dave Batista. It was like, Batista, man, what the heck? What's going on? He was like, I don't work for WWE. I'm on a plane. Why don't you text Vince about that dumb shit?
Batista, dude.
I mean, I'll watch the movie anyway. I don't even have to throw zombies as a lumberjack.
100% I'll watch that movie. You don't. You're right. You do not have to have zombies on there as
what is this? ECW 2020?
What is this? WWE 20 years ago?
Oh my god, man! It's just it was so bad, and I feel bad. I'll tell you one thing. Totally didn't mean to do it. Great segue into the fact that the Miz is hurt.
Yes.
You know, he looks like he got eaten by zombies. Now he's probably going to be off the screen for the next 8 months because of his ACL.
I looked again before we jumped on live tonight.
Do they have an update?
I didn't see anything, so they don't know if it's complete tear or a minor tear. But he's going to be out for a while, which sucks. I love the Miz. First of all, his show is hilarious. Miz and Mrs. is one of the best shows ever. Yeah. But him, we've talked about this too, and this might be a good poll for us to pick up on, Steven. So remember this. Mike Skills.
Oh, I mean, he's fantastic.
He's probably top 5.
He is probably one of the best wrestlers that can get heat for anything at this point.
Exactly. 100%.
He's not a great babyface. He's not, but he can get heat by tying his boots up a certain way. Like he's fantastic.
He really is.
They're going to miss him too because he's a workhorse. So, I mean, obviously, like Adam said too with it is that they don't know if it's a full tear. He's out. What I read was 8 to 9 months to rehab it if it's a full tear. Yeah. They think he tore his ACL. He's tore it in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. They don't know how much, but he's torn it. So, I mean, okay, so we got this the outside of the dumbness of the zombie match. I mean, I'm a big fan of Damian Priest. He's getting a decent push. I love that. We'll talk a little bit more. I love that he said what everyone was thinking on Raw, which was, I'm done with The Miz and Morrison. It's time to move on. Yeah. Like, he said what everyone thought. So it was a good match. It was just stupid as hell.
I think that he needs to get a push. I think by the end of this year, he will hold a major title.
Oh, I hope, man. I like him a lot.
It might be an Intercontinental, a U.S. I don't know if it'll be a heavyweight championship. I wouldn't mind it.
That'd be a big push.
I wouldn't mind it.
Have you noticed that they've seemed to gone back to the behemoths holding the world heavyweight title?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like throwback 1980s style.
It's not Rey Mysterio holding it anymore.
I love Rey Mysterio.
Which we'll get into that too. But yeah, that match wasn't horrible, man. It was the worst match on the card for me.
Dude, they dim the lights, they put smoke. You couldn't get past the zombies.
If it was just a regular lumberjack even if it was a regular lumberjack match, it probably would have. To be honest, I think I was on my phone a lot during that match. It just wasn't. Let's get off that. Let's talk about the Charlotte Flair, Asuka, and Rhea Ripley. What'd you think?
Man,
I'm a huge Rhea Ripley fan, by the way.
I'm a huge
actually
Ripley fan.
All three of those.
They're all three great.
They're all three great.
I mean, I will say, I think they have supremely and vastly mismanaged Asuka since she came up from NXT. You're talking, she never lost in NXT. Let's say that again. Never lost. And then what did they do? And I love, me and you talk, I love Charlotte Flair. Yeah. And obviously the WWE does as well because they just toss her into these matches at the last second. Yeah. To where she's just kind of a throw-in for them. A la Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and suddenly here comes Charlotte Flair. Yeah. But all three of them are so talented. Yeah. They're so talented. And I love, as much as I like Asuka, I love the symmetry a little bit of Ripley, Flair, and it seems to be that's what's feeding now. That seems to be what's going forward. They work well together. I didn't love the ending necessarily.
I didn't either.
But at the same time, it's tough when you do these triple threats where the champ doesn't have to be pinned. Yeah. And you don't really know how you're going to do it.
Here's the thing. You got those three women right there are probably, they're the top three women in the, you can throw Sasha, Bianca Belair, on the SmackDown side. But the top three to me is the three that fought in that match.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Rhea Ripley. 100%. I agree with her holding the title. I think she should hold it for a long time.
She's so different than anybody else.
She is so different. She's built different. She's beautiful when she's not gothed up like she is right now. If you've ever seen Rhea Ripley outside of her wrestling attire, she's beautiful. And
Mhm.
she's young. She's like 23, 24 years old.
Which is perfect, dude.
Which is
She's all
yes.
bicep too,
Yeah.
man.
You know, Charlotte's in her 30s. I think Asuka's in her 30s too. So
Mhm.
not that that's old, but you know,
Well, you start looking at some of these wrestlers,
and some of
you're
these
talking about,
women,
like, even
the women wrestlers don't last as long as the men
No.
do, as far as in-ring competitors now.
and
But
I
even-
want to clarify too. Like me and you have talked about this too. I love the women wrestling, like, and it's not like
Yeah.
back in the day with Attitude, bra and panty matches, and all this stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like they're legit great matches.
Mhm.
Like the best example, I think I told you one time. I had my family over here, and I turned on at the time WWE Network before they went over to Peacock, and I put on Hell in the Cell, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and my
Yep.
dad, who hasn't watched wrestling in years, sat on the couch and he was like, "Man, they're beating the hell out of each other." he was just
Yeah.
stunned. But we watched the entire match. It was like they're real. I'll say this with the women wrestling too. They're really talented. WWE needs to get a better handle though on how they're going to move them.
Right.
Put them in decent storylines and kind of let them flourish. WWE, the issue with WWE seems to be they have a problem with maintaining decent storylines above the top storyline.
Yeah. So I thought that match was a great kickoff match, and I thought the ending was just ugh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of roll-ups, sneak pins.
To me, okay, I'm
I
gonna
don't
change
like
it.
stuff like
I'm
that.
gonna change. I'm gonna change it. To me, it was shit. To be honest,
The end.
frank and honest. The end. I hate a roll up.
Let's
Let's end the match on a small package. Are you kidding me? Get the hell out of here.
Well, here's the thing, man. Is like I agree. It's annoying, but at the same time, it works better if it's like a underdog roll. Rhea Ripley rolling up somebody doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
It feels like she should be putting them through the mat.
yeah.
You know,
Or if it would have been Rhea Ripley puts him through the mat, Charlotte Flair comes in, kicks her in the skull, and then you know what I mean?
it throws her out of the ring.
Yeah, it throws her out of the ring.
Okay
And
with
then,
that.
I'm okay with that, but not a roll up, man. Come
I
on.
mean, it's just, you know.
Okay,
Let's move on. What's the next
Yeah,
one, man?
I don't know. Let's talk about. Let's talk about Ray and his son winning, first ever father son.
Well, I love Rey Mysterio, man. I love.
Is it?
I was watching something about him the other day, man, and I never realized, as much as I loved wrestling, that do you know where he got his start?
I don't know. He's like 15 years old.
Well, where he got his big push before he went. You know, everyone thinks it's WCW, right? It was. It was
Lucha Libre.
no, it was ECW.
Wow.
He started in ECW with who was it? You know, and Eddie Guerrero, not Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, all them. They started in ECW, and it blew my mind when I saw that. But I mean,
Yeah, I don't.
I love
ever
it.
think of. I don't ever think of him being there.
No, he was there very short. He was very, very short, and then WCW Bischoff paid him tons of money to come.
I'm
But-
pretty sure that band started when he was seriously like 15 or 16 years old. He was a pro wrestler.
It's tough to tell because he's so tiny. You know,
He'll
you
whoop
don't know.
He'd whoop your ass.
He really, really would, dude. He freaking Hurricane Ron me. I wouldn't know what 619. I wouldn't know what's happening. I mean, but as far as the match, I like it, man. I like the Mysterios. I like the storyline that they're in. We all know that Vince very much wants to push Dominic, but I'm impressed with him anyway. I mean, let's backtrack before we started this. He held his own in the storyline in the matches with Seth Rollins, who, like him, hate him. My brother's not a fan of him. Dude is one of the best workers in the wrestling right now.
Credit to Seth Rollins for what he did. In all honesty, what he did for Dominic Mysterio's career, like legitimately,
win.
Yeah,
You know, I mean that's people don't do that unless you're secure. Now, I mean, he's really. I mean, you're talking. He's one of the top faces in the company. His soon-to-be wife is the top face of the company when she's here. So, I mean, I like it. It's a feel-good story. I don't know how long they'll hold it, but the tag division in general is not strong right now. It's not great.
Evidently, my son wanted to get in on the live stream here.
I know. I see Shane in the back.
He's got to play Madden games, man. But yeah, I think that match was just okay for me. It was better than the zombie thing, the zombie bullshit that was
the
going
zombie
on.
was the worst match in probably 10 years.
I want to talk about the Reigns, and
Are you going to jump right to the end?
I've got to. I can't. I gotta
We were
talk
both
about it.
wrong. You know that, right? We were both so wrong.
Yeah.
Not on who was walking out with the title, but on how it was going to happen. I listened
Yeah.
back to the intro because for those who chime in and look, I totally listen back. We both do. Totally listen back after you're done to see how it sounds.
Yeah.
And we both assumed the Usos were coming in, and they didn't touch ringside, man. Not till the match was over.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, you wanted to jump to it. You felt the need to jump all the way to the last match on the card. So what's on your mind, man? Tell me your thoughts.
My thoughts are, who is going to dethrone Roman Reigns? I don't know.
Well, it's not Seth Rollins. They built that up for Cesaro.
My thought for him is that I think Cesaro deserved it because he's been in there. I mean, obviously, he's pound for pound. They always say pound for pound, the strongest wrestler in WWE. Mm-hmm. He's been there for 12 years and never held a major singles title. He's won a bunch of tag team titles with who? Sheamus and Shinsuke, I think.
Yeah.
But
dude, Jack Swagger back in the day too. Don't forget him.
Wow, good Lord.
That's how long he's been here.
That's insane to even think about.
We the people, man.
Jake Hagar now.
Yeah, not we the people, and he's from Switzerland. Let's let that sink in, you guys.
But yeah, I thought that match was absolutely insane. It was the best match of the night.
Great match. Great
match of the night. 100%.
Say what you want with Reigns. The dude is talented.
He plays. He plays just pushed him
badly. He play. You said, yeah. He plays this role so well because he's not like an anti-hero. He's not a baby face, but he's not really a heel. He's kind of like, I'm doing it for my family. I'm putting food on the table for him. Even I love the fact that like one of the things he was talking when he was saying he was like, and where he's talking about it, he's like the big money matches. Like we don't care as a family about this other crap. The big money match. He's kind of, he's a heel, but he doesn't do like, well, but at the same time though, like he doesn't do, you're going to keep telling me he's a heel. I get it.
Hey, Steven, he's a heel.
But he doesn't do like the normal heelish things. You know what I mean? Like he's not coming. He does distractions, but like, I don't know. I do like that his finisher now seems to be he's just going to choke their asses out. I do like that.
Like, but here's the thing with him. Like, who, if you're telling me somebody on SmackDown right now, who's going to beat him? Or who is WWE going to push to beat him right now? If there was somebody right now, I would say it'd be Cesaro.
Man, the only one I can think of. So the only thing I can think of that they're doing is they're building him for a match against Lesnar coming back. Because I don't know. We've seen
heels.
it.
They're going to have two heels with Paul Heyman.
Lesnar's not a heel; he's a dick.
Yeah.
There's a difference between those two things.
Yeah.
He's just who he is. But it's a great point. You've got two really strong faces of the company on the same brand right now too.
Yeah.
And you're not. I would love to see Seth Rollins and Reigns, but they have Seth kind of in this heel role. I don't know what he's looking like the Joker coming out of a paint can factory during Backlash. But he played. I get so torn on him, man, because he can play the heel so well, but he plays babyface really well too. Can anybody weave in and out of those two better than he can?
No, but I will say the Roman Reigns character turn, we've talked about that, is probably one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. The tribal chief, head of the table, that it's a great turn for him. But I sat here.
Well, it doesn't hurt either that that's what the fans have wanted.
Yeah,
for years was this heel turn.
I bet John Cena would have gotten more claps instead of boos if he would have turned.
Yeah, they just missed the boat on that, man. They waited too long, and then you just couldn't ever do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that man's coming back or not, but
I've heard rumors. I've heard tweets.
yeah, you've heard tweets or read
I've read tweets. I've heard.
I don't know if you can you read. Can you hear a tweet?
I can hear tweet tweet. You know when it comes to on the phone, right? I can hear those things. But no, I have seen there is rumors floating about him coming back for a match. You know, he's so busy in Hollywood now. I mean, he's kind of moved on, but
yeah, he's still a part. He still gets paid by him.
Yeah, they own his name.
They do own his name. That's the most asinine thing I've ever seen.
Dude, I was watching something. He was doing an interview, and he was talking about when they got their names.
Hey, hold on. Was it this?
For those who don't know, you need to go watch the Suicide trailer.
Suicide Squad
Rebellion one, Suicide Squad trailer. Yes, that's the part. But I can't say the other things.
No.
But he was doing an interview, and they were talking about his name, and he was like, I was so pumped. Like, he's like, the guy's like, did they come up with that name for you? He goes, no, that's my name. He was like, if I could have come up with a name, it would have been like, what did he say? He was like, Dick Bushhard, you know? And the guy was like, that's not a good name. But he's like, it's the weirdest thing. Everyone's getting these great names, and it's like, you're gonna be John Cena. You're gonna be you.
You're gonna literally be you.
You know, The Rock owns his name.
Yeah,
Vince let him take his name, The Rock.
That's why
not Dwayne Johnson. The Rock.
That's why he's worth $500 million.
Yeah, man, that's why he owns the XFL now too. So, but getting back to what you were saying, I don't know. I don't know who could put. I don't know who you can put in there because as great as Cesaro was, no one actually ever thought he was going to win.
No,
I don't know who you put in there who's going to make people think, oh man, he may lose.
I see it as like Rollins to me could be the one to do it, but they're not going to do that storyline again. They're not going to do that. Not right now, at least. So I don't know. I thought he was the perfect one to do it. And, you know, Roman's held it for a long time. You know, typically now you don't see those guys holding titles for that long. You know what I mean? It switches hands.
Right.
So we'll have to see. We're not going to recap SmackDown as much because this was obviously we started tonight. We could have recapped, but pay-per-view happened and Raw happened. So
I was going to say, I don't want people to think I'm not listening to you. I totally am. Y'all go on Twitter, Facebook, and make sure you're watching this stuff. I'm sending things out. It's not hard to find it, okay?
Attaboy.
I try, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but
you're right. We talked about we weren't going to talk about SmackDown.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about SmackDown. But so I guess another match we need to talk about is Strowman and Lashley and McIntyre. Now let me just say this. I didn't think the match was horrible. It wasn't great. I'd give it a C+. Now I will give the Reigns and Cesaro match an A. 100% all night long. It was an A.
That's good, yeah.
It was an A. I give this one a C+. But, dude, and people don't take this the wrong way that like this guy. Again, I'm not even going to talk about Bobby Lashley. I love Drew McIntyre. Like, I think he's great. They pushed him at the right time. I think when COVID happened and we didn't have any fans, that hurt. They had fans a little bit, you know, until it happened, until COVID come through. But I just think it's time to I like Strowman. I think Strowman should hold it.
They're not going to give it to him, man.
They're not. But I want them to.
They're not going to do it. And I love Strowman. I get these hands, you know? Like, I love Strowman, man. He was, in my opinion, several years ago, when he came on as a single, when they broke up the Wyatt family, and he came on as a single on Raw. And
wait a minute. That's the dude that can beat Roman Reigns right there.
I could see that.
But he's on Raw, technically.
Oh, just move his ass. It's not hard.
They
do it all the time anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, my issue, if they were going to trust, like Vince trusts people with the title. And if he doesn't, most of the time it's shown he's never going to.
Yeah.
It's not like this late push. Now, sometimes he listens to fans. Kofi Mania. Sometimes he will listen to fans, but it's not. Then Kofi gets squashed in 15 seconds by Brock Lesnar. It's not going to be. They have chosen not to give him the title, and when they did, they took it off of him.
Right.
But he was, in my opinion, he was almost like the next Lesnar, man. He was just plowing through people, you just looked at it, you're like, no one's gonna beat him.
That man is 6'9", 385 pounds, and he's not fat.
No, not anymore.
Not
I
anymore.
love his story. Outside of the ring, I love his story.
Yeah.
His story's amazing. For those who don't know, he was overweight and got bullied, and he got into lifting, powerlifting, and he's legitimately one of the world's strongest men.
Yeah,
he competed in that.
Him and Henry, him and old Mark.
So he's a great dude.
Are you over the McIntyre thing though? Like I am. Like, are you over that?
I'm over McIntyre and Lashley. I'm over repeat rematches repeatedly. That's right. I said re because that's apparently what the WWE does.
Here's my thought on that too. The Miz had Money in the Bank, right? He won. He cashed in, and he won. And he held it for 2 weeks. 2 damn weeks. I love The Miz. I think I wish they would have let him keep it. What was the purpose of that, Steven? Like, literally, what was the purpose of him doing that? For Bobby Lashley to win it? That's why? I mean, obviously, that was the storyline. Bobby Lashley came out, beat the shit out of McIntyre.
They wrap these storylines, you hear them talk, that these storylines are written out for like an entire year.
Oh, yeah.
Like they plan these out. But I will say with him, they messed up in the beginning. And I love Otis. But Otis should have never won Money in the Bank. But he should have never won it, and they messed up, and they had to find a way to get it off of him.
Yeah.
Because me and you had talked that he was never going to win.
No. No.
It's like a soft. It's like when you talk football. It's like a soft body. They put it on the Miz because Miz will get some heat, and people like the Miz, and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
But they want. I mean, it's tough, man. To answer your question with McIntyre, I don't know how I feel because I loved the build for him to get to main event status. I thought they did it in the right way. You
100%.
knew he was the next guy,
yeah.
but they built it naturally. They didn't push him like they do with Reigns.
Yeah.
I just want to see fresh matchups, man. I want to see people who, when they get called up, it works. They know what they're doing with them. They're not called up and they're just randomly on the roster. Dude, Keith, there you go. You want one? Keith Lee could take it from him.
Yes, exactly.
But
I was
Keith
going to
Lee
go
is off TV because apparently he pissed Vince McMahon off.
I was going to go the same exact route. Dude, I freaking love Keith Lee. Oh, that's another one. I love him too.
Oh, they won't bring him up, though. They won't bring him up. Boom. He's already said he loves NXT too much.
I think Finn Balor being back down there is great for him too.
Perfect.
Well. But
NXT has their people. For those who watch NXT, like my brother watches it, Josh watches it.
He can't stand it.
But we try to tell him all the time. There was just this over the last 3 years, just this mass exodus of talent up to the main event roster. And for those, if you're listening to this, you obviously know enough to know Triple H runs NXT and he runs the creative. He knows how to put these guys in spots. Mm-hmm. And then they seem to go up to the roster, and then it's like, do you know what to do with them? Apparently, I don't know what to do. Yeah. I mean, they changed Keith Lee's ring attire. They changed his intro music.
His ring attire looked like a dumpster fire when he got moved up. Straight dumpster fire to me.
Dude, Vince sent him to the PC for conditioning. Because he doesn't – I'm saying it now. Vince don't like fat people.
Who's your favorite wrestler right now?
Oh, I freaking love Kevin Owens. I love Kevin Owens.
And why do you like Kevin Owens?
Because he's robust.
He's chunky.
He's chunky. I said it on the intro. I love Kevin Owens.
Steven refers to Kevin Owens as chunky, like he does to
he's gonna kick my ass.
Like he does to my boy Mac Jones for Alabama as
No,
Dowie.
Matt Jones is doughy, but that's a different podcast for a different day. But no, I mean, I love. Well, part of it too is, dude, he's
Hey,
just
Steven.
like a brawler.
There you go, Steven.
That's my man. Yes, man, he is. He is the fact. Hey, think of this. When you think of him, sincere man, I love you for this. When you think of him with KO, think of the fact that he sought out and got permission from Stone Cold to use the stunner.
Yeah.
He didn't just start doing it.
Oh, I don't
He went
disagree.
and got permission from Stone Cold to do it.
I love KO.
And it looks good.
I love KO too. That match that him and Reigns had, where they were jumping off forklifts onto tables.
Dude, that match got botched though.
It did get botched. The ending
I
was
thought he
so
should've
damn
won.
bad. The ending was so bad in that. But yeah, we thought we were going to get in on tangents. Here's something. Yeah.
Oh. What do
we
I
were
think
going
of Riddle?
we were going to save our comments more towards the end, which we got about 15 minutes. But let's talk about this. What do you want to know that about Riddle just as a singles guy, or do you want to know about Rated RK Bro? Sincere, go ahead and send us another comment. I'll tell you about Riddle as a singles guy. I love the character.
It's a unique character.
It's so unique. It's something that you've never seen before, really. So there you go.
RK Bro.
He wants RK Bro. But anyway, as a singles guy, yeah, he's a okay. I like it and I don't like it. I'm kind of in the middle of RK Bro. I think that if anybody can do it, it's Randy Orton and him. Like, it's Randy Orton with somebody. Randy Orton's done it a bunch. I like him. I don't know where it's going because of just, everything that's happened lately with it. But dude, I like it. I think your brother hates it.
Well, he does. It's tough, man. It's that fine line between like Riddle's a legit badass, by the way. Like let's not get that twisted around.
100%.
But it's that fine line to where you get they make him look goofy, man. Riding around on his Razor scooter. Like, what's gonna happen. Like, eventually it's gonna break up and he's gonna get RKO'd. And that's where it's going to end. There'll be no more RK Bro because he will have been RKO'd.
Here, another comment.
You got to get a tag. You need some sort of tag team.
Yeah. Here's another comment. I think 100% Riddle's getting pushed.
Well, you put him with Orton for a reason.
You put him with Orton exactly right.
He's held a title recently too. Let's not forget that.
I'm going to say by the end of this year, again, kind of like I did with Damian Priest, I think that Riddle will hold. I'm just going to say it. Something's going to happen. That dude's going to be a world champ.
Whoa!
Boom! Off the cuff debut episode. Matt Riddle, by the end of 2021, will hold a world heavyweight championship.
Whoa! I don't know. I can't follow that. Show's over.
Pause. Timeout.
What? Did you really just say Riddle's going to hold the world heavyweight title?
I did.
Oh my God. So you're telling me he's going to be the one to take it from Reigns?
No.
We sat there and talked for 15 minutes of who could take it from Reigns. Hey, FYI too, the scooter's not bad. I love when he kicks his flip-flops off when he gets to the ring. That's my favorite part.
Yeah. Shout out the scooter is dope, man.
I mean, man, I can't go bold like that, man. You've dropped 2 bold takes, man.
Go big or go home, baby.
The second one is most definitely bigger than the first. Because you went Damian Priest winning a title to Matt Riddle winning the world title. I got nothing, man.
Why do you have nothing? No rebuttal?
Kevin Owens is going to stun him. That's what's going to happen.
Kevin Owens stuns everybody, bro.
He just walks in. He's a shirt. Stun everyone.
Here's you something too. Sincere says, I gotta say this, guys. I'm tired of Damian Priest and the New Day.
So the only thing is, I love your comments. Damian Priest hadn't been up too long.
No.
You know, I get the New Day, you know, and they broke them up for a reason, and it looks like it's going to split more now. Kofi's going to get some sort of push, and Xavier's. Do you ever just feel bad for Xavier? He's just kind of out there. You know, Kofi gets a push. Big E's going to get a huge push. You know, he is in the. Oh God! Don't get me started on Apollo Crews.
Let's do it.
Can someone explain? Okay, for those loyal fans that watch WWE, Apollo Crews has been in the WWE for how many years? 3, 2,
longer.
3, somewhere around.
I think
6.
more than that. Yeah.
And until the last 6 months, he had no accent, and now he has a very thick Nigerian accent. This is it's like the reverse of Kofi losing his Jamaican accent. Suddenly, he has it. And it confused, and he's up. I mean, and don't get me wrong. Like we totally Googled it. Like he is like Nigerian. Like he is not
like his family.
Dude, he's from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
It is.
I don't know what. Great. I don't know
Steven,
what to
read
do.
This comment. What else?
Thank you. I just don't know.
We appreciate.
Like I'm so confused. That and while we're talking about that, let's talk about his buddy too with the Nigerian nail finish.
You mean the Umaga
What's his name?
finisher?
Well, yeah, what was his name?
I don't know.
Colonel something.
Big bastard.
Colonel Thumb.
Colonel Spike Thumb.
He hits him with his thumb.
Yeah, it's Umaga.
He stole it from Umaga.
It's Umaga.
He totally did. Oh my God! I don't want to talk about him anymore. And I like Apollo Crews. You guys, Apollo Crews is like uber athletic.
Oh, he's so good.
But no, come on, man. Oh God, get that weak shit out. Oh my God.
Okay, let's jump off of him.
Thank you.
He is a title holder though.
Yeah,
Apollo Crews is a title holder.
Didn't he win a match with Big E? It was called like a Nigerian drum match.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when he found his accent.
Hey, what about Big E?
I think he got hurt for a little. He lost his push.
What I'm saying, what do you think about him getting pushed?
He could, dude. Dude's got the biggest chest I've ever seen.
Dude's got a woman chest.
Dude, I mean, it's insane. I mean, he could. They like him a lot. They like him a lot.
I like him.
You had to get him. The thing for him is that you had to get him to get out of the New Day to be taken seriously. You know, he was a serious dude to begin with. You know, bodyguard, Dolph Ziggler. Just look at the video. You know, he broke AJ Lee's like sternum one time by accident.
Hey, Sincere, we appreciate that, man. Hit us up on our DMs at Turnbuckle Time and our Twitter page.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can talk about that.
I mean, he could get that push. It's a little more real. Like the tough thing with the Reigns one is,
you know what's going to happen with Reigns. This is what's going to happen with Reigns. I'm going to put it on blast. I think.
Thank you, Sincere. I love that comment. I'm pulling it up right now. I could not agree more.
Read it, Steven.
General Azir only push should be 24/7 championship. Yes, Aziz. I'm sorry. Yes, Aziz. That sounds right. Put him back on Raw Underground. Okay, go. Because I do want to touch. We're gonna go over an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. Y'all hang on. We're gonna go over an hour. Not by much.
Hey,
because I do want to touch on some really cool shit that's happening in AEW.
Yeah. Real quick. If you guys are listening on Apple, whatever, we're gonna reiterate this. If you're watching live, we appreciate you guys. Please go subscribe, share it, review it. I don't care who the hell you send it to. If it's a family member, wrestling is worldwide. Me and Steven have talked about this. We do other podcasts. We do, I do an Alabama podcast. Steven does a Colts podcast. I also do a golf one. It's Steven's flashing his culture.
But
we really don't. Me and Steven had a really good feeling about this pod when we talked about doing it. It's just something fun for us again, and we don't really know how good we're doing unless you guys tell us. And if you have a comment, tell us. If you guys say you need to change something, please tell us that. But yeah, this will be out starting tomorrow on audio. So we appreciate everybody that's live right now as well. So, where were we going before that?
So we were talking a little bit about the push, but I want to.
Oh, I
touch
know what
on
it was.
some-
Yeah, go ahead.
some-
Go ahead.
You do that one
Okay.
because I do want to touch on a little bit of AEW stuff. I love AEW,
Yeah, that's fine.
and I do want to touch a little bit on it.
So this is what I think is going to happen with Reigns. And I know we weren't going to talk about SmackDown, but we didn't really recap Raw yet, and I don't know if we're going to have time to recap Raw. But I want to talk about Jimmy Uso is going to have something to do. You know what I mean?
Can I say one thing with him?
Yeah.
My favorite thing is the fact that he walked out on Fox television with a shirt that said "Nobody's bitch," and then he told Jay, he's like, "I got one for you in the back." Like, I love that. Like, that was
Thanks.
awesome.
Thanks, Mom. My mom threw a comment up, so thank you, Mom. I love you.
Hey, for those who don't know, too, I believe that is pop that back up, Adam. Is that not a picture of your grandbaby right there?
That's an older picture of my first grandbaby. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
he's got two now.
I do have two.
But do we want to try to
happen.
recap Raw real quickly? There wasn't a ton.
It was shit.
It wasn't great, So let's. I do have to say this because I want people to understand.
Do you want to talk about Charlotte Flair botching?
Yes. So I love Charlotte Flair. Two different things. For those who watched Raw, there's two different moments of the Charlotte Flair Asuka fight, and I immediately went to like Google because I was confused. So one was she totally
leave it to Steven to go to Google to try to figure
Google
out
it, man, because people talk, and the two issues was there was one where I think she legit caught Asuka with an elbow. I do, and I think Asuka was dazed, and that's when they went to the top rope. And for those who watched it, she looked as if she did a backflip and landed on her feet. She was not supposed to do that. It's already come out. That was a botch. She was supposed to go. Asuka was supposed to go with her.
Right.
So that's the one. And then as you were watching the match, I want to clarify. There were several times where you felt like all of a sudden, 3 times, was it 3? 3 times where you felt like, man, there must be a storm going on or something because it cut out. Yeah, it's because Charlotte Flair could not keep her top on.
Her boobies were popping out.
Several times. And so they had to cut off of it. And it was just this moment of, it was just a weird thing. She seems to have that issue sometimes. But it messes with the flow of the match too. I'm not saying, don't get it twisted around, you guys. I'm not saying show this stuff on Fox, but I mean, like Alexa Bliss always talks about when she talks about her ring attire. She is like secured, like what she wears when she actually wrestles. When she used to, she makes sure that she is like strapped up because she doesn't want that hindering her.
I'm glad you brought her up because
is she ever coming back, man?
Well, she's back.
Like actually back, not as like the crazy woman who dies.
No, but you love her. You love her.
I do, dude. She is outside of Reigns. Her turn is like the crazy girl has been utterly amazing. Like the slow descent.
It's like they're
into
pushing
madness.
her. They're pushing her against freaking Tamina and Natty.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Everyone knows who that was. Like for those who don't know, that was totally Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
like the weird crackling noise in the background.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also, is there ever? I mean, for those who are joining us now, like we've said, like I love the women wrestlers. Is there a more meaningless title than the women's tag? Like I do not care about.
First of all,
the last time I cared was Bayley and Sasha when they had it.
I do want to shout out to Mina though, and I want to shout out to Mina because she's been here.
You think she's listening?
Nope. Damn sure boy isn't. Don't give a shit though, because I want to shout her out because first title ever. 12 years.
She's in her 40s. For those who don't know, she's in her 40s.
And I think she's not a great wrestler. I think Natty's one of the most technical wrestlers there are. Think about who she was trained by, though. She trained in a dungeon.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think she's the only female to ever go through the dungeon, correct?
If I'm not mistaken, that is a correct statement. Yes, I think. Yeah. Sincere said, "I love Natalya, but Tamina looks lost in the ring, like she's pulled out."
Pilled
out. Hey, quit typoing, man.
I mean, it's
I don't know. I
it's a tough thing, man. It's a
I do
tough
feel
thing when you're looking at that.
I feel I'm happy for her though because she finally won a title. You know, it's
Mhm.
kind of like Cesaro winning a major singles title for me. I'll feel good when he does it if they ever let him do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to touch on when you brought up Alexa Bliss. I knew this shit would happen with me and you. By the way, we
Put it
don't
on
have
the-
we don't have a script, guys.
we have bullet points, man, and we've only hit 2 of them. We have
I know.
3. 3. I got 1 more left.
Okay, go do your bullet point.
Well, no, the last bullet point was I just wanted to touch on AEW.
Okay.
I want to touch just a little because so I'm a big AEW guy. I love it. I'm recording it right now because we're obviously live during this. But dude, I'm
recording it too, but on the background of my TV right now, there is a Madden game going on, and my son is losing or winning. Yeah, he's losing. He sucks.
That's Shane Raymer.
Yeah,
but no, I mean,
King Shane.
But I wanted to touch on the fact with AEW.
Okay,
we were talking about this today.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a lot of wrestlers. Everyone knows AEW is. You get the WWE wrestlers who end up over there. Miro, I love Miro. He's probably one of my favorite wrestlers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Spears, who's great over there too. But we all know who the top dog is over there. It's Jon Moxley.
Oh, are you going to go where I think you're?
Yes,
I
am, man, because the people need to know. So,
all they got to do is go Google it.
Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Just go onto Google and Google Jon Moxley because outside of watching the shows, Dark Side of the Ring is a great series too. They just did an episode on a guy named Nick Gage, who is like the king of like death matches, like hit you with a light bulb, throw you on a bed of nails.
The man died for 7 minutes.
7 minutes,
and they brought him back to life. Literally,
he fell on a cracked fluorescent light and cut an artery under his arm, and he died. So he is friends, shockingly enough, with Jon Moxley. And they go back because they wrestled in what was called Combat Zone Wrestling, CZW, before Moxley got into WWE.
Yep.
And Moxley is let's not get this twisted around. Moxley has been the heavyweight champion for AEW. He is currently the New Japan heavyweight champion. Okay. He showed up at like a freaking bingo hall.
Literally.
And he showed up twice. Let me correct this. 3 months ago, he showed up in a backyard after Nick Gage's fight and DDT'd him on a stack of fluorescent light bulbs. Okay? And he walked out.
Yep.
3 days ago, he showed up in a bingo hall.
Mind you,
what
3
looks
days,
to be a bingo
3
hall.
days ago was freaking Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sunday.
3 days.
Sunday or Monday.
He shows up at like their big show, and he gets his ass handed to him by Nick Gage. The rumor is that Nick Gage is either coming over to AEW for a one-off match because there's no way they're going to sign him. The dude was in jail for 7 years. He's not really a technical wrestler. The dude hits you with light poles.
He's the Sandman. He's the Sandman.
I don't even think he's as good as the Sandman.
He's not, but in essence, he's that character.
Dude, you know who he is? You know who he is?
Who?
He's New Jack.
Oh, he is.
Shout out to New Jack.
God rest your soul, buddy.
Sorry about that. But so the rumor is he's coming over to do that, or Moxley's going to go over to what's called GCW, which is Game Changer Wrestling, which is where Nick Gage is, and he's going to fight him there. There's no way it'll be a death match. There's no way. AEW won't let him do it, but AEW has given him free reign to go fight where he wants. And go look at the video because it's insane.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because your brother was talking to us today about why they would let pretty much the face of AEW go over there and do stuff like that. Well, it's run a little different than WWE is, right?
It's run by wrestlers too.
I mean, it's run, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, all those guys.
Kenny Omega.
Speaking of Kenny Omega, real quick, I think that man holds 4 titles right now.
We Googled it. It's 4.
Yeah, 4
It's 4
freaking titles.
And he's fighting for the tag title soon.
Yeah. So, anyway, but I think just in his contract is he can do whatever he wants to do It
As
limited.
long as it doesn't interfere with his AEW obligations. He's
That's
allowed,
correct.
like we Googled it. He is, yeah, that's right. Google people.
Now I will say when they start traveling again, it might be a little different
Mhm.
because right now they're just one night a week in Tropicana.
Did you see him bust out to his one-off song last week on
Yeah.
Dynamite Wild
Yeah.
Thing?
Yeah.
Busted through that door.
Hey,
That
if you,
was-
any AEW fans that are watching, their next pay per view that's coming out, let's see,
It's all or nothing.
It's All or Nothing. I don't remember when it was, the 29th maybe or 28th. It's sometime.
Somewhere around there.
It's sometime in the next week or two. I'm sorry if you're listening.
Well, for those who don't know, the issue with the pay-per-views for us, so we're going to be able to recap all these WWE pay-per-views between myself, Adam, and my older brother Josh. We split the package for Peacock so we can watch it.
Let's just be real. No,
we don't. Josh pays for it and we watch it. Josh pays for it, dude.
Thanks, Josh.
Josh, if you're
$4.99.
on here, man, you pay for it, but y'all have access to my HBO Max. So what are you going to do? So I mean,
I got my own Netflix now. Thank God.
Yeah, 5 years later. But so the issue with the
I didn't have good
AEW
internet. I had satellite.
theirs
internet.
is still behind a $50 paywall. Theirs is expensive. But the news that Adam, why don't you go ahead? Like it's cool news. Like it is really good. Cody Rhodes announced it last week on Dynamite.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at before Steven rudely interrupted me. No, they're going to be full capacity, 100%. So,
heck yes,
dude. I will admit, me and Steven are both big sports guys. We watch a lot of. It doesn't matter, we talk, not really much NBA right now, but when it comes to football, it's nice to see. And I'm a huge golf person. Steven is now. I'm finally getting Steven to start golfing with me a little bit more, but it's just nice to see people at games and sporting events in general. So wrestling is huge. It is huge for fans to be in a arena where stadium.
It's the pops, man.
It's the pops that everybody gets.
Did you say that?
The chills that we as fans get when we're sitting at home and a pop happens, Dude, I
went back and watched a video of when they first went to the PC. It was Aleister Black versus just a tomato can. And it was the weirdest thing in the world. Like, at least they have the noise now in the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
But when you go back and you watch those early matches, go back and watch WrestleMania last year. It's eerie. It's eerie. You even heard Drew McIntyre say he felt robbed of his WrestleMania moment. Like he had to get over that. He fought Lesnar in a room with a camera. It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
But 100%. I mean, it's weird. It's exciting. The rumors are that WWE is going to be traveling again. I believe in July is the rumor that they're going to be hitting the road again and they're going to be getting capacity back. And they should. I mean, like Adam said, we do other sports podcasts. I know for a fact that many of the NFL teams, including the Colts, who are my team, are expected to be back at full capacity starting game 1 in the fall, which is in September. So, I mean, you're expecting these things, and it's just going to be – and when we talk about full capacity, can we say one thing? With the moment they get fans back in the stands with full capacity, can we do a proper send-off for The Undertaker? Can you let him get his curtain call in front of a full arena?
Yeah.
Instead of walking out to 5 people in the ring.
I 100% agree with you on that. I think that needs to happen. I mean, the guy's been an icon for 30 years.
Dude, go watch his stuff now. He's hilarious, though, too.
Oh, it's great.
I wish he had given more personality when he was there. But, I mean, he's fantastic now. So, I mean, I wanted to get that out. We didn't review Raw too much, but like you said, it wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie. Like, so I record my other podcast on Monday nights. So I record Raw, and it took me 2 nights to watch it. It just was kind of it had a slow pace. I wasn't thrilled with kind of what went on. I love that Kofi got, I hate to roll up, but that's an example of it making sense.
Yeah, and I don't. I love Kofi Kingston to death. I love him, but I don't know if I necessarily agreed with that either.
Well, it's just a way to push McIntyre back into it.
Yeah, it's just that he's a placeholder.
They're going to push.
He's like,
Kofi's going to get
like,
crushed.
He's like the freaking Miz again, man. He's a placeholder. It's a placeholder.
He is. It's obviously when we're coming kind of to the end of this, and we love all the engagement you guys have given us.
100%.
We're going to recap. We'll try to recap Dynamite next week on it. We'll have SmackDown and we'll have Raw. We'll have them both. The reason, like Adam said, we didn't do SmackDown this time is that it's old.
We started after the pay-per-view. So
yeah, you want to hit on the pay-per-view. You don't want to go. We don't want to backtrack too much into what transpired before that. So I want some people to let us know. We might put a tweet out too from our podcast page. We were thinking about, and this is something obviously, Stephen, we've talked about as far as during pay-per-view nights on Sundays whenever they come out. So the next one would be Hell in a Cell, about us going live. Going live during the actual pay-per-view and kind of giving our reactions. Obviously, we can't show the pay-per-view on our screen. That's copyright infringement, but we can watch and kind of talk about what's going on. And
we may be a lowly podcast, but Vince McMahon would totally sue us.
Yeah, 100%. Bastard. You're fired.
You're fired.
But yeah, I don't know what else we need to talk. I mean, we didn't really recap Raw, brother, but that's okay. We got off on a little tangent. And we got some great comments and questions in tonight.
Yeah.
We'll get more as this goes on. But again, please, everybody, go follow us.
See at the bottom.
Everything
right there
at the bottom right
3
now.
3 words. Hit the follow.
But if you're not and you're listening on Apple or wherever you guys get your
Apple,
podcast
Spotify,
from,
Google,
go to
iHeartRadio, YouTube,
our
Facebook,
our Twitters. Me and Steven are very active on Twitter daily, most of the time, first thing in the morning and at night. Thanks, Mother. Appreciate that. But yeah, she said, "Great job, guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate that." But
she totally said she was going to check it out. That's not a lie.
I knew.
I'm
100%.
a little disappointed in my brother right now.
Yeah, what a bastard.
He'll hear it tomorrow.
I hope he hears this tomorrow.
Josh, he needs a ride tomorrow. He can walk himself.
Josh, you are a bastard. What do you mean he needs a ride? His van's not fixed?
No. I had to take him home today.
That's awesome. Anyway, go follow us, guys. We appreciate all the interaction tonight. And episodes, like we said, are going to be live weekly every Wednesday, 8 Central. That time might change a little bit.
It's important too. It's important to know if you've watched us live, you've chimed in live, and you maybe came in and out, or you got a buddy who you want to hear this. It's going to be, the whole thing will be up on all those platforms tomorrow. So you can, if you want to re-listen, maybe you had to, jump off. Maybe you're watching Dynamite. You can listen to the whole thing again. Why am I seeing your mom talk about beating up a bear?
Oh God, I was hoping you didn't see that comment.
I saw the comment.
Okay.
Why is your mom talking about beating up a bear?
Segue to close this show.
We were totally closing.
We were going to close. We're going to reclose.
She had to talk about beating up a bear.
We're going to close because I got 2 more things to talk about really quick. Okay. So
talk about beating up a bear.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep saying it till you say about what she's talking about. I've known you for a good chunk, and I've never heard about beating up a bear.
Okay, so when
did you beat up a bear?
Yeah, so
What are you, Stu Hart?
When I was, I don't even know how old I was. 4, 5. I don't know. Mom, send me a comment on how old I was. But
so my
grandparents had bar stools, okay, and this was this was 35 years ago, right? But they had bar stools. They would take clothesline, like where you'd hang your clothes. My mom said 5 to 6, so 5 to 6 years old. So yeah, about 35 years ago, or 30 years ago, they would take clothesline, and wrap them, and take 4 bar stools and wrap the clothesline around the bar stools, and they'd make a wrestling ring that they'd put blankets and stuff at the bottom. And my grandma she had a bunch of scarves. So this goes back to the Rock and Roll Express days. I would wrap scarves around me. They'd tie them to me. And my grandpa would he'd be the ring announcer, and I'd come running in, and I would beat the ever-loving shit out of that bear, dude. I mean, I'd jump off the top turnbuckle, which is the bar stool, doing elbow drops. I'd put it in submissions. I vividly can remember this as a kid. I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I can remember beating the hell out of that damn bear.
Oh my God.
And yeah, thanks, Mom, for wanting to bring that up.
It's okay. We all have, as wrestling fans, if you don't have a story of you either beating up a teddy bear or someone beating you up, aka my brother.
No. I want you to tell the story.
Which one?
When me and you and the One Call team, which
real
quick, by the way, shout out to One Call Technology. Obviously, if you know us, you know us. But if not, me and Steven work for One Call Technology. They are the sponsors for the Lounge Room Network, where you can find we've got a ton of podcasts on the Lounge Room Network, guys. There's 12 or 13 out. The network's growing. One Call Technology, we're just a leader in telecom solutions. If you guys need help with anything, Steven, I don't have the 1-800 number up. Do you by chance?
No, give the 615.
Okay, so the local number is 615-656-1343. Give us a shout. You will talk to Steven.
Or you can just go to onecalltech.com. So the story he's telling, when we talk about wrestling and we talk about all these different things, it's a fun little thing. This is just kind of what we do. As a company, we had to go to where we're based in Nashville. You know, me and Adam both live in Middle Tennessee, and we went to Knoxville, which, if you're not from here, is about a 3.5-hour drive. So our whole company went up there to empty a storage shed, and went and did that. Got real hot. Went to a bar for the second half of the day. Had some libations, some Stone Colds. And
we drank a lot of beer that night.
Drank a lot of beer, and then went back to the hotel. And what's hilarious is we were totally watching Raw. I don't know if you even remember that.
I know we were watching
I fell asleep,
Raw,
and I was laying on my bed, and I was not paying attention. And Adam felt the need to do a Macho Man atomic elbow drop to the center of my back with all his weight. It cracked every bone from the top of my neck to the bottom of my hips, and I couldn't breathe. I literally was like, and he was tripping out in the corner.
But you didn't have to go to the chiropractor after that.
No, I felt great 10 minutes later, but I couldn't breathe for like a solid minute. I'm like, I'm like, man, I can't. This is going to end poorly for me. I'm going to die in Knoxville. Nobody wants to do that, but I mean, that's the wrestling stuff, man. We talk about like the bear wrestling buddies.
Yeah.
Let's
not do it. We're not going to get into that tonight. We got to get out of here. We've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes.
You guys don't want to hear me just talk about me getting knocked unconscious by my brother when he decided he was going to try to do Edge's at the time Goldberg spear.
Yeah.
AKA,
you guys, shit actually hurts.
Okay.
We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We love the interaction, like we said before. Catch us weekly on Wednesdays at 8 Central. And please subscribe, send us comments, whatever you guys want to do. We are totally here to interact with all of you guys, especially on the live shows as well. Mm-hmm. We appreciate everybody that commented tonight on the live show.
A big shout out to Sincere. Make sure you find us on Twitter, all the handles.
Yep.
So you can get a hold of us there too, man. You'll know when these live streams are popping up next time too.
All right, brother. Great.
Okay, man.
Great debut episode, man.
Heck yes. Let's do it again next week.
We'll see you all next Wednesday, guys.
See you guys.